Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. We do appreciate you being here. We're we'll kind of be letting everybody come in, get everybody into place here. This is an exciting one for us. This is one we've been many of us here on our end have been working very hard for. Not me particularly, but our friends from Italy. We're going to talk about RayStudio 3 analysis and the public beta version and and getting that up to speed and getting it out to you. So looking forward to everybody giving it a try. We're going to go over just some basics of it today, and with our co-host today, Emiliano, who is heads the software team in Italy. We're going to show you what it looks like. We have shown it a couple of times in the past already, but we're going to take a look at it, show it to you, and then give you a sneak preview of the databasing and some of the tools and tricks that it has in it. And then, of course, towards the end of this webinar, we're going to give you a link to go out, grab it, and get after it. So. I'll ask it because we're all thinking it. Jordan says, where can we download? You will get a link here in a little bit. We'd love for you to actually watch this first and get some downloads, some information on how to make it work, and not just jump right in. So we will make it available here towards the end of this hour. So. Everybody's jumping into the chat. I appreciate that. That's great. I see Germany, I see Canada, I see Brazil, of course, all over the United States and North America. So thank you for all introducing yourselves in there. That's what the chat box is for. Continue to do that. Make sure down at the bottom, if you're not already doing it, that you change that from all panelists to all panelists and attendees. That way everybody can see what you're clicking in. I see some of you have typed in some things that are just coming to our 5 or 6 AIM staff that are here working in the background, and not everybody is seeing it. So make sure you do all panelists and attendees down there so everybody can see and everybody can chat. So perfect. The other one is make sure you open your question and answer box. There's a big button there, Q&A. Make sure you open that one. That one is where you want to type in any questions that you may want myself or Emiliano to consider and take a look at. We do not follow the chat box during this because it's super busy and you guys are having a good time, and so it's a little hard for us to keep up and talk rationally at the same time. So into the Q&A box. If it's something the guys can answer in the background, they may answer it real quickly. If they want us to see it, they'll leave it up there, and Emiliano and I will take a crack at it if we know. So. Perfect. Let's talk about this, and let's jump in. We're gonna talk about RayStudio 3 analysis. A couple of ground rules that we're gonna have here today, just to and for the next month or two, is this is a beta software. You need to understand that it's it is not ready for you to take to the track. You may want to, but it's your secondary piece of analysis software, right? Keep RayStudio 2. It loads in a totally different area, so you can run both and not have any problems. No crossover with it. So it's all good for that. But it is beta software. We have been held up a little bit. The virus issue has kept at least me from testing as well as I would like to have. It has kept us from doing good testing. I could not go out and grab a bunch of data files with video and do a lot of testing just because we couldn't get to the racetrack. So there's we're making great strides. Like our friends in Italy have done a great job. But keep in mind that it's beta software. You are grabbing it. It's a public beta. You're going to use it and help us find occasional bugs and some other things and give the feedback and help us make it where it gets strong really quickly. So keep that in mind. Don't depend that you're going to go out tomorrow for your first day of the weekend or Saturday and this is your only data analysis tool. Just keep it is a public beta. So with that in the background, we've been using it for a bit, and we can get some good information out of it. Especially the data and video linkage is fantastic. The Google Earth maps in the background of your maps and some other things are very good. So keep that in mind as you go. And the second thing that we're going to talk a lot about today is feedback. How do you get us the information that we need in order to continue to make this better? There's going to be Emiliano's going to show it to you. There's a feedback button that is going to be where we want you to be asking your questions, providing feedback, bugs or enhancements or things that you think ought to work slightly different. There's a way for you to do that. What we can't here in the States, where a lot of you are here, and of course where our main customer base is of us giving this webinar, is we do not we don't have super strong support functionality in this program yet. We're learning it as well, so it's going to be very, very important for you to do the feedback button and take it straight into the software team at AIM Italy. So keep that in mind for me, please. That would be great. I'll answer one as we go. Michael Snare asked, does it keep a completely separate database from Race Studio Analysis 2? Yes, it does. It is 100% different. It can be, there are some automated tools that Emiliano, I'm sure, will chat about, where when you download a file, it automatically puts it into Race Studio 3 and 2, so you don't have to do any additional imports or anything. It'll just be in both. Emiliano, I'm sure, will talk about that. Same file format? No. Emiliano will probably talk about that as well. There's a XRK file format that you've been seeing in your current generation of hardware that has a bunch of additional information that now Race Studio 3 uses, where Race Studio 2 analysis was still using the old DRK and GPK files. So all of this, some pretty interesting stuff. I'll let Emiliano get deeper into some of that. And I'll continue to follow along in the question and answer box and interrupt Emiliano as he goes. So, okay, that's just some of the ground rules. A couple of questions answered. ETA for a final release was another question that's on there. No, it's going to depend on how we go along. You're going to see that there's some functions that you have in Race Studio 2 analysis right now that are not in Race Studio 3. We are putting this beta out with the bare bones basics, and additional functionality will be added. We'll be having these webinars with a focus on Race Studio 3 analysis on the beta, probably every 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending, how feedback comes in and enhancements are happening. We'll have part of this webinar series. We will have these occasionally, where we bring on our AIM software team, Emiliano specifically probably, and have him here answering questions and providing more feedback and when new functionality comes. That's going to drive when it goes out into production. So perfect. I've rambled on enough about the first part here. Let's introduce our friend Emiliano. Emiliano has I've got to know him mainly through his trips over to the PRI show and motorsport show, and of course with emails and chatting back and forth with him as I work in the software fairly deeply. But Emiliano, just a little bit about yourself and how you get here. Introduce yourself to the folks. I know you've done a couple of these webinars in the past, but maybe give them some specific stuff about this particular topic here today. I'll turn it over to you for a minute, and then we'll open up the software.
Yeah. First of all, hi everybody, and thanks for having me here, and thanks for being here with us. Yeah, I'm a software developer. I've been a software developer for 20 years now. And I've been passionate for motorsport since when I was a young kid. So I'm now 50, so it's a true passion. It's a true passion of an entire life, we can say. What else? It's some years now. So that we are developing rather constantly in the recent times the Race Studio 3 analysis, and I'm glad to introduce it now.
Perfect. Another thing that some of maybe it's a little bit more appropriate for this one here. Emiliano goes to the racetrack quite a bit, and not only in Italy, but there are a lot of times when I don't get to go with him when he comes here to North America, and I know he's been to to tons of races here, and then even some different forums. I see pictures or hear him chatting, and we've chatted a little bit. He's gone to NHRA drag races. He's gone to off-road races. So he's
whatever.
Yeah, so lots of the passion for motorsports is high. Plus, it fits into his business, and it helps him understand what you guys need very deeply. And and I appreciate that he is very willing to go out to the track on his weekends. That's pretty good. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and reshare and bring up the software here. Let's bring it up. I should have been a little bit. There we go. Here's what the software looks like. We're gonna basically turn it over to Emiliano. He's gonna walk you through some things, and possibly we have Cameron in the background who's handling the linking duties today. Robbie's online, but he's traveling today, so he's traveling and joining us with a mobile device. So it's a little hard for him to do the cut and paste and find links really quickly. So Cameron's taken over and will do a great job. So Emiliano, let me give you the control of the mouse here, and pop that right there. You should have control. And
I do now. Yes.
Yep. And then walk your way through. Give us a little bit of an idea of just the layout, and then how these folks will do what they do.
Okay, no problem. As you already said, with the current generation of hardware, we are saving another type of files that XRK, and those files maybe most of you have seen those files coming on their PC. Those files contain a lot of extra information if compared to the previous generation DRK file, and at the moment when we use the RayStudio 2 analysis, we convert the new generation information into DRK. Now with the RayStudio 3 software, we are taking I think all the benefits of that additional information. We are using it all, and to do this, we created a database. In few words, it's a database. In going a little bit deeper, is a data engine that links together a lot of information, and the links together information coming from our GPS, from our device, and from our smart cams. Having a database, we can, as we all imagine, we have to get information into the database. To do this, if you download from a device using this beta, the data you download will be converted into the database format with in a very minimum time. And this is converting by default into two different formats, both the old DRK files, so to be opened with the RayStudio 2 analysis, and into the new database format. Or the other way to populate the database is to import the data you already have, you already downloaded from our loggers. To perform the import.
Real quick question as you're getting ready to do that, Emiliano. There's a good question in the Q&A.
Okay, I'll take a look at it.
I'll read it to you. Do older devices support the new file format? The answer to that is no. The older ones only build the DRK GPKs. But the bigger question that probably will come up is, what about if somebody has just data from an older MXL or an Evo 4? Can they bring that data into RayStudio 3?
At the moment, they can be imported absolutely into the database.
So DRKs and GPKs from older stuff can be imported into this?
Yes, okay. They can be imported now. We can also import the data from simulators and some.
Perfect. It won't have the older stuff will not have some of the power that XRK stuff will have, but you can get it in here.
But,
perfect.
Yeah, but you can use the software to analyze older data. No problem.
Okay. Perfect.
To perform an import, we need to go through this little cogwheel wheel, as Roger calls, and select the import button. And from now on, I prepared a small document that Cameron can link in the chat. From now on, you just need to select import folder and select the folder and import data from that folder and all its subfolders. Or you can choose if to import a specific file or more than one. Just clicking this button. We are not going now through this process because we already imported and prepared some sessions here for this webinar.
Yeah, and perfect. And Cameron just did put up that that document. Okay. If those of you that are taking a look in the chat box, go ahead and click on that and download it. Again, somebody came in a little bit late, but Carlos, how to download Ray Studio 3 is you will get that Ray Studio 3 will be available. We're going to provide you with a link towards the end of this to go ahead and grab what we're looking at.
Yeah, so I think the best thing to do is to go later and download it. I think yeah, for sure the link to this document will be also in the YouTube comment. So
certainly.
They can be getting from there. Once you import all data and you populate the database, you can see here. This is what will be prompted to you. You have a left column that is grouping your sessions into different dates and into different tracks. It will be separating data for weeks. You can see here it's not a single day data, but it can be also multiple days, like this one that is grouping sessions recorded from August 31 to September the 1st, 2019, and also this July 3 to 5 in 2020, so few days ago. If you have data from the same days but on different tracks, or using the fields that our devices offer to populate, if you use two different championships, or meaning two different classes, if you have data from two different classes, our database keeps them separated into different groups, because very likely there will be data that you will not be comparing. What else we can say? Here on the left, we are grouping sessions, and you just have to click and to be shown here the group of sessions. Here we can notice immediately that if in this case here I have only sessions coming from a device, and in this case it's a Micron 5. If I go here, I can see the icon is different because this session is made of one. Did it go? Oh no, I think it went out.
One of the things while that's doing that,
you'll never have a second chance to make a good first impression.
There you go. Not a problem. The interesting thing here though is that column on the left. Somebody had the question: is the grouping automatic, or is it done by the user? And I just want to. I'll start this up while we're talking.
Yeah.
Yes,
sorry about that.
That's okay. It's grouped by it is automatic in the way that it groups it, and that column on the left ends up being this column on the left. It does break it down automatically by the by the properties that you plug in. If we use old Race Studio 2 topics, right? System properties, you've told it what track you are, you've told it what championship you're in. Those things are still just as important as they were before, but now it's kind of very intelligent in the way that it does break that up and begins to open up the different tests and then breaks it down from that day or that FP1 free practice 1. Here's all the different drivers that did that. So that does work that way. Another question before you jump back in, Emiliano, is can we run the beta alongside the production release? Absolutely, yes.
Yes,
it all
yes,
gets
you
installed
can.
into different into different folders and different executables. So all that will work as well.
Absolutely. Maybe
give it a shot.
Can I get the control? Okay.
You should have it. You should have it.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. As I was saying, this session is made. The icon is different because it's made of two different things. One is an XRK, and the other one is an MOV file. Every time you go importing XRK and DRK and the MOV files, the database engine will be recognizing that if the MOV and the XRK are linkable, and the data gets linked automatically. You don't have to choose which are your MOV and which are the XRK that are bound to them. The database will do it for you. The only condition is that MOV file and XRK have to be recorded when the SmartyCam is in the same CAN network of the main device. This is because the device and the SmartyCam exchange some information between them, and those information are saved both into the MOV and into the XRK file. Only doing this, the database engine is able to recognize which data are linked and to guide you into showing linked data. We'll see in a few minutes what it means.
Perfect. Let me get a couple other questions in while you take a quick breath. Will the format for Race Studio 2 user profiles work in Race Studio 3? Likewise, custom math channels from Race Studio 2 load into Race Studio 3. As far as I can tell, no, that functionality is there, but there is no direct crossover. Is that true?
At the moment, yeah. At the moment, yes. There is no connection.
Perfect.
You're right.
And I assume, should I assume it is imperative to have the date time correct on the SmartyCam and the data device in order for them to link? That is not.
No,
not true.
It's not a mandatory because we are using the GPS information that is recorded both in the MOV file and in the XRK file to correct any date that's inside of that can be inside of the logged files. And we are correcting also the information using GPS information. We can correct also the time zone and the DST according to a database that we are linking, that we are adding into our maps, our track maps that are available from in Race Studio 3 from our website. So using the track information, we can do a lot of work for our customers and correcting everything possible.
Yeah, some of you, if you allow your current Race Studio 3 and now this version, you'll notice if you go into the map icon, don't want to go do it now, but if you go into the track map database, you're going to see that there is time zone information embedded in there. And so what is really good for you to do if you haven't done it yet is go ahead and take your Race Studio 3, allow the track map database to update. Just your computer's just got to be connected to the internet and Race Studio 3 running. And then take all your maps off of your devices and put the current maps back on. That way, this entire process, if you go to another track that has a different time zone, it will automatically do some of that work for you, where in the past you've had to change the time zone. So very powerful thing. One more thing I think we may have jumped over real quickly that I know you wanted to cover, Emiliano, is somebody asked the question, is way up in the upper right-hand corner by the AIM logo, my name is sitting there next to the ECU, between AIM and ECU, there's my name, Roger.
Yeah.
What is that? That's something totally different and something that's very, very crucial to what we're doing here. And talk about that for a minute.
I just planned to speak about it at the end of the webinar, okay, to detail it a little bit. Yeah, but we can anticipate a little thing that it's a registration that we are asking for. We are asking for to use this beta version, and yeah.
We'll get into that towards the end.
We'll talk about it. We speak about it in a few minutes.
And for sure. Perfect. And we'll have another. We'll have a document that help you understand that a little bit better as well. Perfect. Yeah. So let's jump back in and go back into that middle panel and let's talk about it.
Yeah, sure. We can go on speaking about the database, and just let me show this full day on the track with 83 sessions, 83 different sessions coming from I think 5 go-karts. Another thing that we added into the database, speaking of this center part of the window, that's in this lineup, it's very, very close to what we already had in Brace Studio 2. It's a list of sessions, the most recent being on top, and the oldest being on the bottom. And we are introducing another way to show this data, and it's this. Here we are grouping all the sessions that were in the other lineup. We are grouping them by day. This is July 3, this is July 4. We are grouping them by racer or by device. And this is horizontally, this is my whole day on the track. Here, the red one, the red spot is the selected sessions. And we can proceed selecting maybe all the sessions from, say, this hour, and having all of them selected, and all data are prompted here. But down here, we are speaking about this window in a few minutes. This lineup, I think, is pretty handy to visualize how big is a session, how long is it has been. Let me take this. This is my days, September 1 at the track, and this is when this session started and when it ended. These in case of very full sessions, we can also do with the mouse wheel. We can scroll the list, or and here Roger can help me because the control button is not going through Zoom. And you can control a mouse wheel. You can zoom in the day just to see a lower number of hours, and you can select and have that. Yeah, we can.
I'm trying to jump back out. There we go.
Yeah, absolutely no problem.
There you go. There you go. Back to you.
Okay. Now, and let me show what's down here. Maybe we can choose the PIR chicane. Okay, now here it is. Let me switch back to the previous view. Here I can select the session, and we are now showing what's in this right part. This is, and this window is granted to thanks to the features that we embedded into our database. This window is kind of a preview. It's a preview of the data you select here. If you select 2 sessions, we are now previewing all the labs. This is a labs report with showing you a channel and showing you which are the values, and moving just hovering the mouse to this window, you can identify which one of the labs you selected is the one responsible for such a low or high value. If you're looking for a specific value of a channel into a session before opening it for the analysis. I think this can be truly helpful for a lot of people trying to decide to choose maybe which one are the files they are looking for, maybe for any specific reason.
Yeah, perfect.
Here,
Emiliano, let me jump in and give me a couple things. Number one, questions and answers. I see some of them over there. Some are being answered. If they're there for a little bit, I don't want to keep interrupting Emiliano all the time.
no problem. No problem.
But we'll get to your questions. If our guys can't answer them, they're left there. I will jump in on them. And the other one is just a bigger picture thing. As Emiliano continues on, this screen that we're looking at here, I just want to make sure everybody understands how the power of this. That left third is, of course, the bigger picture, total weekends. The middle one is the runs that are in there. That the one on the right that he's about to go into is specific data about that you can user definable. And what's cool about it is you haven't even opened a test yet, right? So you've just downloaded them. What this software now does for you, what makes it very, very quick and easy, is to hover over some things and see that lower right column on the third column, that lower right part on the third column. You're going to be able to see some basic information that you want, basically kind of like a little bit of a channels report, and before you have even opened the data file. So this should make your life much quicker to get some of the basic information that you're after, and then dig right in to speed up your data analysis on top of it. I just wanted to go over the basic idea of this first page. Is very, very powerful and is going to help you a lot. So there you go. Continue on, Emiliano.
Yeah, no problem. You can see if you go over the list, you can see on the bottom which is this lab. This list is sortable by lab time, by lab number, by minimum value of the channel, average or maximum value. You can also go here and select maybe another channel. I don't know which.
While he's doing that, Dan, there's the answer to your question. Where do you select the speed as the variable? There he is. He started to change different ones.
Yeah, we can change another. This was a solo. So we can change up to GPS radius. Whatever. Radius maybe it's not more indicated for this job,
but it does show the power of all the different channels you can select on
does.
either axis of that lower window.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely, it does. Let me place it back to GPS speed so to have.
And while he's doing that, also understand that you're this is sports car data or road racing data, right? There may be what will happen in the near future if you've told it it's kart data, that third panel will be different, because what's important to karting might be different, and what's important to off-road racing or drag racing or all different forms of motorsports, this will be tweaked and changed as what's important to you as a user.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We also added another preview window. That's this we call the lab summary, and here you have basically basic is very similar to channels report, but you can add here. You can choose here what you want to use what you want to show here. Lab number. This. You can choose both axes to show something different, and this is useful to identify trends. Let me grab I think some sessions from here from Suzuka.
While you're doing that, that answers Davin's question in the chat. When yes, multiple laps depending on how many you've selected and different channels. Yes.
I selected all of them.
Yep, there you go. And now you got a ton of data over there. Yeah,
ton of data, absolutely. And you can use also maybe lab GPS time. That's creating. This is okay. Lap distance, so I can go through distance and deselect this one and select the other one that's very short. It's very high, so it's here. Okay. So you can see you can try identifying trends.
you'll have lots of options to make that look the
Yes.
way that what works for you. And then
Yeah.
and those buttons on the upper right hand corner there, that entire
You
third
can.
window has a bunch of different ways of looking at data on this at the glance kind of a
Yeah,
piece
you
there.
can you can choose which channels you want. You want to display here. This is exactly like a channels report. So you have the RPM maximum, minimum, or average. You can also have an histogram here
There you go.
as exactly like the channels report. Okay, Zoom is out of control.
Yeah,
I can't stop it.
Well,
Okay.
Emiliano is working on my computer way over here in Seattle, and then it's going out to everybody. So there is obviously
Yeah.
some of those.
We have here also a track map. Maybe the internet. Okay,
There you
now
go.
it is. We added into this race tree analysis the web mapping, and we can use several tile providers, so you can choose which one you prefer, and you still have the options of the old maps shown. You can zoom in and see which are the lines, but I think we will be seeing the best features of it in the next part, that is the analysis. We also added here, and let me choose something recent. Something recent here. We also added. It's coming. We also added the weather through web service, and this is the weather that was in Garda Lake in July 5. The service is available in the last year, basically, and let you constantly double check what happened on the track in that day, humidity, cloudiness, whatever. And other weather information available from the web service. Other window here, it's kind of an informative information window in which you are shown which are the race of the track, the championship or the class you race it in, the firmware and the logger you use it too.
A question just came in that kind of fits in with right where you're at, Emiliano. And
Mm-hmm.
Do I need a live internet connection for the Google Track Maps and the other ones?
Absolutely yes.
Okay.
Absolutely yes. It's not saving maps locally.
Is that something that you
need
might
an internet
consider in the
connection.
future? Is that something you might consider in the future?
Why not? I mean, at the moment it's not there.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys are in the beta team here. Make sure if that's something that ends up being very, very important to you, make sure we know that, and that'll allow us to focus on what should be moved up in the list. Okay, back to your session information. That's kind of an interesting screen right there.
Yeah, and this button is useful when after you imported the data, you maybe want to identify where these files are on your hard disk. You just click on it, and Windows Explorer. It opened up in the other monitor.
It opened up on my other monitor. Let me have the mouse for a second. You guys can see what he's looking at. It just goes into the.
It goes into Windows Explorer and selects those files for you.
Perfect. If you would close that whenever you're done, that's fine.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready. While you're doing that, there was a question there that I just wanted to double check and make sure. They were talking about internet connectivity and that it's bad at a lot of tracks. Obviously, that's true. All of the software works other than these couple of small little things where internet is needed, right? So even if you don't have good internet, you don't get the background map, but all of the rest of the tools inside analysis works just fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody, Joe Chapman, a good friend of mine, asked, can barometric pressure be added to the weather portion? I believe it was in there. If maybe you can go, I thought weather, if you do that real quickly, just for fun. There is pressure. Right there. There it is, Joe. So right now it's in PSI. Maybe we want a different unit or something, but barometric pressure is in there.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So let me identify some other some sessions. So let me jump here. Okay, this is a session with videos, and we can. I think we can. Oh, maybe we can describe what's up here.
Okay.
This is starting from the right part. This is the hitting this button. You can erase the sessions you selected. If you have a multiple selection, you will erase many of them. Clicking this one, you can change the properties of this session. So you can change race, vehicle, championship, vehicle type. You can add some comments, and you can change some other stuff. Be careful that if you change the championship, you are also moving these sessions into another row here in the left column. And this one, the race mode, you can modify the race mode. This is normally not useful, because race mode it can basically represent where you log data from. So if you have a device like an MXM for ovals, the race mode will be oval by default. You don't have to modify it. If you have a device, if you are importing some data from a Micron 4660, it could be the race mode. It would be defaulted to Drexel, so you will not have to deal with the race mode, unless you want to maybe to change it to bench if a session is just a warm up of your car. And you don't want that session to be among your good sessions while you are maybe in a hurry to find sessions from a racetrack. So this is to change the lineup, but in this case the lineup will be very very simple. And this one is this button is to switch among a possibility to showing only. You see here in one row you have both an MOV file and an XRK file. If you want to see them, if you want to see the MOV separated by the XRK, here is the button you want to be clicking. I normally use this because it's really handy. If we open this, we can just double click to open, or the yellow button in the toolbar, and here we have the data. Data are linked automatically, as I was telling you. Here is the window that includes the video of this lap. Just select, double click here to select another lap, and the two video windows will appear to be showing you what you did. All cursors are linked together, so if you move around your lap, you will be seeing the video placed in the exact place, and the position on the track that will be linked. Let me start from this left part. Also in this analysis window, we will start from the left part to move on the right. Here you have a list of open sessions on the top of this windows. Here you have a list of the meaningful channels. So in this moment, we are showing only RPM and wheel speed, and only those two channels will be on top. And here you have a list of all other channels. To add the channel, exactly like you did before in Race Video 2 analysis, you just have to click it, and it will be showing here. As you see, the list of the meaningful channels got a little bit bigger to manage to to fit the need of one more channel to be displayed here. And here on the top, you can have also a view of the only channels you are of your sessions. And here you have a search bar that we introduced in this race view tree analysis. You just have to type, and it will be looking for you. It will be looking either in the channel name or in the channel unit. So if you maybe hit MPH, you will be seeing here all the channels that have MPH as a measure of unit.
Search bar is something we've been wanting for a long time, and I know a lot of you are going to be excited about that. That's we have so many channels nowadays that little search bar is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, I've seen also with the simulators that we can have files with 200 channels, or maybe with some ECUs we can go over 300. So it's it can be a deal to find the channel you want. Going through the buttons here, we have the labs. That's the labs list, exactly like the RayStudio 2 analysis. We can add or remove labs, and we can have. Oh, so I need to be showing channels to show this. We can sort channels. We can sort them alphabetically. We can sort them by configuration that comes by default. These are the same. This is the same sorting that is into the Blogger configuration, and you can sort also by channel type, in which you will be seeing here all LCU1 CARN channels, all your channels function. So you can identify the channels according to where they are logged. If they are the channels from the MXP or from the ECU channels, they are completely they are sorted for you and displayed in this sorting. What else can we have? Okay, we can go down here. Here we have the map. It is showing the data you are. In this case, so you see that if you zoom in here, we display only the part of the lab that's interesting. You can zoom out. I'm zooming in and out using the up and down keys on my keyboard. You can move the cursor from here, and having the plot and the video linked in just the time to do it. What else? If we move to web mapping, you see you can also choose. You can also change the layer, and having a different tile providers. Maybe this is a little bit. It's more clear than the previous one. You can choose either one.
Something that I'd like to, perfect, Emiliano, that's a great spot to stop. Give you just a second to take a minute mental break. I know it's hitting you hard.
Okay.
One of the things that I'd like to share here that is we've in RayStudio 2 we have a per lap color function that when you open a second lap, you would go up in the upper left hand corner and you would do per lap color. What this software so far is doing is the way that I use it, and maybe they've listened to me and took my pressure. But when you open up a second lap, it goes into per lap color mode to make the connection back to RayStudio 2. And what you end up with is the ability then to come up here and change the color of one of the laps into whatever you're after, whatever you like, and the colors that work for you. As soon as we close and go to a single lap, it goes back to then being able to change individual colors. So it's kind of an interesting thing that users of RayStudio 2, while this does have a little bit of a different look and feel, you should be able to make that transition back and forth by understanding that it's written by the same guy, and all we've done is taken a lot of feedback over the years and done a lot of what they want to see. So you should be able to make the transition fairly well if you've if you have good Race Studio 2 experience. So the other thing that Emiliano will get into before I hand it back to him is, yeah, we're on a single tab here, but there are functions just like you do in Race Studio 2, where normally the tabs would be along the bottom, but now we've got these icons across the top that are the functions that are available to you. Maybe it's a histogram, maybe it's a look at the track layout, maybe it's another whole view that has just the movie layout where it's really set up for data and video, where this one is more data. Oh yeah, and it has a picture of the video or a stream of video. So there's all these icons where you'll end up with more tabs across the top here. So that was one of them. And one other one I wanted to cover that I think was important that went by fairly quickly was is folks that have currently have Smarty Cams and current generation of hardware. All of your data that you've gathered, if it had, I seen a statement of something about the last year or so of firmware on both, you're going to be able to bring that data right in here and hit the ground running. If you've got data from and SmartyCam video from 5 years ago, it may or may not, sync well and all that stuff, but or work. But if you have a SmartyCam and you've been gathering data all of this season and maybe part of last season, and you had current firmware on both of those, you're going to be able to bring that directly in. So wanted to cover that one a little bit. While you're taking, let's take a couple questions. We're going to go a little long, and I apologize for that. We try to really respect your time, but I think we're probably going to go a little long. Let me take a couple questions, Emiliano, and you can help me. Can we attach files and links into sessions such as setup spreadsheets? I know that gets asked a lot. I believe that answer right now is no, but where do you look at that in the future? Attaching files, maybe setup spreadsheets or some other tool to help you with that side of the world?
Attach files, yes. It's almost a yes, because Filippo, who's answering the question, for sure, I know he's already developed this because he's helping me developing, and I'm on the user interface. He's on the bottom part of the software. So he already did it, but I'm missing the user interface to do it. So I'm late.
So Tim, the question is very soon. Make sure we understand that as part of your feedback, and that will be great. Another one: can you import a JPEG into the comments? This is when you opened up and had the system properties, for lack of a better word, right? What can you put into those comments? Is it still just text as of right now?
No, it's at the moment it's text.
Okay. Yeah. Again, if that's something that's important to you, make sure that you give us that feedback. Pekka, I'm horrible with names like this, but has one that I know that you want to talk about, so I'll bring it up now. Can you pop out the map window or any other function inside the Race Studio 3 analysis and put it onto another screen? Can you pop it out of the main window and have it on a second monitor?
Yeah, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do this. I cannot do it exactly now because we are on a single monitor. But if you open another tab, I'm just opening
and just drag it off to the side.
Yeah, you take. I don't know if I'm.
I don't think it's not going to work well here, obviously. Okay. But you can open up a second tab, certainly.
If you open a second tab and you drag, if you drag this tab onto another monitor, it will be doing this job.
Perfect. Todd, can you play a demo video playing with sync data? We will in just a moment, no doubt. That'll happen. When you zoom into a specific corner, can you display the rest of the track in a different color instead of erasing it? Fairly, that's just another feedback. That would be great when we get into the feedback side. I think that is a wonderful tip for everybody. So
at the moment into the tracks, the tracks are shown. If you are using a web mapping, the whole line is colored exactly like the lab color. If you are using the normal mapping, the whole line is the cursor is colored like your lab color, and the whole line is it has a coloring based upon GPS speed.
Perfect. In this
At the
particular
moment.
case. Yep. In this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Continue on with some more of your, you just open the second tab that's showing the additional power and what functions we have available. Go ahead and just kind of continue on with that.
Yes, I was about to introduce the plotting mode that we have. We have at the moment. Take off some channels just to be sure. Okay, we have the GPS speed, so we can be checking. I was looking for some errors just to be showing the new stretching feature that we introduced. I mean, we have here into these two buttons. Here you can move from time mode to distance mode, and here it's exactly like a RayStudio 2 analysis. You have the snap on and off function. Let me stay here for a while in time and distance mode because we are introducing because I'd like to introduce this new stuff. In the old RayStudio 2 analysis, the distance mode into the distance mode, the data were stretched according the distance run into a single lap. Now we are using a GPS to stretch the distance plot, and you see that if you have two laps selected, all the cursor is exactly in the same place for all the sessions. And if you zoom in, if you maybe go identifying a spot where the maybe there's a better lap in other data.
Matt hit the same
to
line
see
exactly.
difference. Okay,
here, starting to get one there. There you go.
here it goes. It's a different inline in driven line. Just place the cursor and everything will be automatically synced. This is the level of synchronizing that we are upon right now. Data will always line up. I think perfectly in every point of the lap, even if you choose a very slow lap or a very fast one. Data also here maybe there has been a mistake or maybe a pass over.
Oh, there you go. There's a good one. Yep.
Data will always line up before and after differently for what.
Where in the past with RayStudio 2, that you'd end up with the dots in the map, or it was X's right before, and because it was just rollout distance over the whole course of the lap without any intermediate points to adjust it, you would end up with these problems as far as the rollout distance, and the new software takes care of that. It's always keeping them aligned with the GPS. And
on the other side, if you are on time mode, you can see the differences visually among the two vehicles, and you can display where one is gaining over the other, or vice versa. This is the time and distance that it's new. It has been developed in these years, and I think it's really powerful to help you. And all of these data having the video link. We can now play the video.
Here's what somebody was asking for.
Yeah, when you have one single video, it will feature audio, and I mean, I don't know if I clicked that. Yeah, maybe it's I don't know if it's a connection or.
Yeah, Zoom doesn't share audio all that well. I think I could have done it, but I forgot to maybe set it up. So you should have audio playing obviously as well. So.
Yeah, I think I stopped it. Yes. Yeah, it works. It works anyway. It's not doing now because maybe the connection is taking a lot of band. So.
Yeah. The question while you're getting ready and thinking about where you're going to go next, can scale be put on the GPS map that is being shown down in the bottom? Certainly, I'm sure that's a yes. It's just a matter of making that happen. So
it's just a matter of time. Yes, yes, sure. I wanted to close.
A great one for you to add to the feedback and send in when you start using it.
Yeah, okay. We can show the feedback maybe right now. If you happen to have any question for us, just go here, send feedback and type in whatever you want to tell us and hit the button send feedback. This will go directly to us. Once the button is green, is fully green, the job is done, and this question arrived directly to us. So to us developers, so we can immediately answer or understand what happens or what's the reason for which people want to share with us their ideas. I was about to introduce. We have other views like histograms. Just select a channel and the histograms. And the histogram will appear for that channel for those labs that you selected. As a lot of people requested to us, the histograms are now vertical, but no doubts that horizontal will be it's on the way. it's underneath the software. They have already been developed, but the link to the button to change it is still not on the video button. It's no problem. It's a matter of time. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Let me cover one thing that's been being chatted about quite a bit. Back to the registration part. Cameron, you have a link to a document that goes through that process with much more detail. That yes, there's going to be a button next to the AIM button. Mine says Roger. Once you register yourself, your name will be on there as well. You're going to just need to put in your name and a password, your email address and a password, obviously, and then that is what sets that up. So once you have signed in, then that button is your place to give feedback. It goes the entire software at aimsportline.com team and gets the information in there. Another question that was earlier before we move on too much deeper. What kind of information is being passed back to AIM? We're a data company. We don't tend to grab a bunch of information like this. What other information? Is it just when you push that button, you type some stuff in? Is that all that AIM is getting back?
To register, you just need to give us your email, a valid email address, just to get the confirmation of the registering process. And what else? We are using it just to keep in touch with people.
But we're not gathering any other information. We're not grabbing track maps. We're not grabbing anything. It's just
no. We are absolutely no.
There you go. That's what I wanted to make sure that people understood that of course you're not connected to the web most of the time, but even when you are, we're not grabbing anything. It is just grabbing, giving you a button that then gives you the feedback to be able to send out. That's what the connection, the feedback.
No. We are not grabbing data from anyone.
We are very, very, very sensitive.
Be sure of this.
We are very, very sensitive to that.
Most of all, it's illegal.
Number one, but in motorsports, it also is a bad form on top of it all. So we do not do that and will not. No. So, okay, perfect. And you go ahead and jump back in, Emiliano.
I just wanted to show that if you open, you can open for analysis also the only MOV file. And these are data that are included into the MOV file. The frequency at which these data are logged is, of course, a little bit slower because the band of the video information is big, and so we don't have so much room for data. But it's enough to a basic for a basic analysis in case you might want to. What else? I was about to show you another, but I need this data to be displayed. This one. I was about to show you another plotting options. Let me choose these two files from. They are files from arrays. Just click. You can select multiple files using a Shift or Control button on your keyboards, and so exactly like a Windows Explorer or other software into the operating system. And then hit this button, this yellow button, to open them, and they are displayed. Okay, by default we show RPM, but these are data from a solo DL that was not linked to
Video.
to any ECU. It was okay. We can take off this. Okay, we introduced into this RayStudio 3 analysis also another plotting mode that can be very useful. We think that is this one. This one we call the global timing or GPS timing. This is, you see the traces are a little bit shifted among them, but it is due to the fact that we are plotting in the x-axis exactly the time at which this thing happened. So now it's 8:46 a.m. And you can see at this time, maybe we can use another tile provider that's more clear. You can see where the vehicles were at the exact time. So if you know that something happened at 8:51 a.m., you can see which were the vehicles. This is, I think this is a feature that it's very helpful for scrutineers. You can see in a matter of a very few clicks, you can see which vehicles were maybe in a chicane during a yellow flag, or you can understand what happened. Or you can see, in case you have data linked with videos, you can see an overtake into the videos. I think it's a very useful and powerful feature of this new.
Yeah, and not just for certainly scrutineers and officials that have data, but also teammates and if you have a whole group under a tent, it'll be used for that as well. So the option of doing that is there. So we should have that. So I think that's a fantastic thing. Well, let's. I
was taking a quick look at my notes, and I think the very most of what I wanted to say is already said.
Perfect, and I pushed Emiliano to try to thin down what he was going to chat about today, because this is just an intro, right? And he would have loved to have gone and continued to talk about a bunch of more things, but we will. Emiliano and I will sit down and we'll chat about when we should do another one and where we can kind of take off where we've got here and move forward. So that will be coming. I see a couple people are having to leave, and I understand that we tend to do the 1 hour thing. So let's chat about the link and where they can get that. Cameron's going to put a link up into the chat box where it makes this available. So please don't try to leave yet. I do want to have a couple closing slides, but it's going to be linked here in just a minute in the chat. It'll be linked in the description box in YouTube and probably in a couple of hours. But even more important, it is and should be already. We'll have to. You guys can check for me. If you go to the AIM website right now and you click on the software page. Have you just checked it, Emiliano?
I'm checking right now. It's not available, but it should be in a matter of minutes.
Very soon. If you go to the USA or Italian websites, you will find it at the top of the software download list, the beta download as well. But Cameron will probably maybe already has. It's hard. Things are scrolling.
I think you can show. I think you can show the page on the PowerPoint presentation.
There you go. Okay, let me back out of this. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me bring up the slideshow. Here's what it's going to look like when you get over there.
Yep.
You're going to go straight to that software firmware download page, and right at the top, as soon as it populates, it may take a moment. But if you go there, or the link that Cameron has given you in the chat box, it will be there available to you. RayStudio 3 Beta, be exactly what you just saw, maybe even a newer version, but than even that I had. But
no, it's a 3.3.50.01.
Perfect. And from then on, you're going to have the normal way, just like your RayStudio 3 production. When you download it and you run the executable, you'll get a separate icon. You're going to have your normal white icon for RayStudio 3. You will also then have a gold or a yellow goldish colored icon that'll be available to you to get you into into the beta software that'll have analysis. The rest of the software looks exactly the same. It's just going to have a second button. You've seen it when we were looking at it. It showed, let me click on it real quickly. You had a 2 and a 3 up here instead of just an analysis button. That one here will take you into RayStudio 2. This one will take you into RayStudio 3 for the analysis side. There was one other thing that we just want to make sure you do, and it was it under advanced? Nope, it was under, where was that at? Data download?
Yep.
I think.
This,
data download, and then under the advanced tab, you might want to, if you're going to use this and you're going to use it heavily, one thing that's going to be very helpful to you is under the analysis mode, make sure both of these are checked. So when you download your data, it will automatically be added. There will no be extra steps, but you'll automatically be added into the RayStudio 2 analysis database and the RayStudio 3 beta analysis. This will be very, very helpful if you make sure these two things are checked once you get beta loaded. So make sure you do that. Okay. And let me bring back my presentation. And the last couple things I just want to talk about. There are some questions there. Let's go over some of them real briefly now that we've given them the download page. Emiliano, you might
yeah, sure.
Let me take the remote control away from you so we can both use our mice. You might want to open your question and answer box. Is managing math channel sets any different in RayStudio 2? That's one of the functions that's not 100% working yet. It's there, I think, whether or not you're showing it or not.
It's there, but it's being completed.
It will be very similar to what you're used to, but there will be differences. But you will, again, you'll see it, and it'll be a little bit more powerful, certainly, and a little easier to use.
Yeah, I think it's
different, but similar.
I can anticipate we added a little bit of power in the math channels because we separated the part in which we created the channels and from the part in which we use the channel.
Perfect.
So it will be easier to share channels among different sessions and among different people if you want to.
Perfect. With video replay, will it use audio when you're both playing and scrubbing, or just when you're playing? That's something we can probably adjust either way. Just when you're playing, it sounds like, for right now. Okay. Does the video feedback button capture context? I do not understand what that means fully. Do you understand that, Emiliano?
No, okay.
Does the
context, I don't understand what it means. I mean, it captures what you write and sends an email to us.
Okay. If we're missing what you really want to do,
maybe the question is no, it's a thing that we want to add very soon. If you click the feedback button when you have a configuration open, it will be asking you. It will be not grabbing your configuration. It will be asking you if you are sending us a help request. It will be asking you, do you want to share the configuration with AIM?
Log files, anything else.
As it has always been, it's mandatory for us not to share what we receive with anyone else. Or context can be also the analysis. I mean, if you have problem or if you have or if you want to ask any questions with an XRK file, it will be asking you, do you want to add to your request also the XRK file? It is not doing now, and it will be very clear to people when we do it.
One of the, Michael, give us back another bit of information. What screen or function are you talking about in your feedback? That's he's wondering if it gives a little bit more context into where the question is. As of right now, when you hit the feedback button, it's just a text email that is going to go to us. There is no other context, no where you are in the software, nothing like that right now. It's just going to send the note. So when you're doing your feedback, make sure you give the context of your note. Okay.
Be sure of the fact that when customers will be sharing data with us, it will be very clear to them what they share and for which reason.
Any plans to have native cloud storage for data files as a service offering through AIM? Let's chat about that one in a future one. When you log in, you're going to actually see maybe your little home page, and this is something I know nothing about. But when I created my user account and I did that, I do see some things that look like some possible ways of being more of a bigger community and doing some different things. So
we will speak about it in a few weeks.
Yeah, but as of right now, no. But I think you're going to see some things that might be interesting. Harry asks, will there be some sample data and some video?
We are collecting them. As I told you, I can not share stuff that was shared with us without the permission to be shared to the wide public. So we are collecting some data and videos, and maybe in a few
so
weeks
as of right now, no, Harry, but probably in the near future. But if on your own computer that you attach this to, if you know where any XRK files are, just do the import on those, and you're going to be able to use the software. So I know you have some information. If not, let me know. I know Matt Romanowski has made any number of XRKs and MOV files available to a number of people, and I can help do that if you need to. Can't see that since the information required is in the SCHD smartycam.mov file, but I do not work for AIM, just work with the systems every day. I'm not sure exactly. That's responding back to somebody.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Is the feedback button smart? Does it know which? We already answered that one. You do have to specify it certainly as of right now. Will math channels be handled like in RayStudio 2, or are there any changes? We chatted about that a little bit. There is some small changes, maybe even big changes, but in just the look and feel. But they'll still be very powerful, like RayStudio 2 math channels are. Okay. I think we've handled all of those questions. We are a little bit late, but not as bad as I thought we might get. So, and by the way, I just want to thank. We have Emiliano, Filippo, and Enrico, the owner of AIM Italy, is in the background answering questions. And it is late in Italy, and they've gone way beyond to help us here in our North American market and around the world to do this. So it's very, 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 very thankful, and thank you guys very much, all of you, including of course our own guys here as well. As we kind of close this up, I do want to talk about what our next webinar is, and a little bit about the YouTube site. Go ahead on over there. We're at about 94 videos. We're adding 2 every week that we're doing here, but Robbie added one just the other day that is about CAN imports and creating more CAN information, and so make sure you check out the YouTube site. Not just what you're seeing here is being added, but other things as well. So take a visit over there when you get a chance. The next, come on, baby, there we go. Customer support. We're all getting out to the tracks. Robbie is joining us. You might see him answering a question or two or throwing some chats up there. He's on his way to. He's in a rental car right now, heading to an off-road race up in Minnesota. So we're all getting back out there, and I'm glad you are too. So looking forward to it. I might even get to a track on Saturday. I may head down to Portland. So. What is our next webinar? We have heard some feedback may change after this one, right? Wanting a little bit more of RayStudio 3 stuff, but a lot of the feedback I've gotten in the last couple of weeks continues on with boy, you guys are just nailing it with the webinars, and I appreciate all of that feedback. All of us from AIM do, all the way up to through AIM Italy, and some of our other distributors around the world have said good things about all of the information that you guys are providing back to us. And you, one of the things we get quite a bit is, okay, well, you guys have covered a lot of these, the functionality and the cool little tools and the tricks and some of those things, but what we really want is continually from different people, which is also an important thing, is, boy, give us an action plan, give us an idea. I just got out of the car. Let's continue on with even some more examples of how do I actually analyze the data, right? And so what we're going to do is next Tuesday, on July 14th, Peter Krause is going to come back and join us again. He's done probably 3 or 4 other co-host roles with us. I appreciate it. I know Peter's here right now. What we're going to do is we're going to take the hour. Of course, it's 10 minutes to an action plan is what we're going to talk about, but we'll probably take 2 or 3 examples and show you basically, hey, we just got out of the car. We're still sweaty. We're sipping on our water, and what's our 10 minutes look like when we open up the computer and start looking at data? We're going to take several different files and walk our way through, including data and of course video. Peter's big on watching the video part first to get to thin it down even more, to get down right to the point. So on Tuesday, Peter and I are going to sit down. Peter will head it up, obviously. I'll co-host with him, and 10 minutes to an action plan. Not just looking at the data, but coming up with a plan on what we do after that. So looking forward to that one next Tuesday. And by the way, it's a week of looking at data. On Thursday, we're going to have Matt Romanowski come in and talk about another way of just looking at, again, we maybe will do the next 2 weeks of these analysis. First couple are going to be sports cars. I'm looking, chatting with some different people, and maybe we're going to have one that's karting, and maybe it's an oval track one. So we're looking at some of these different analysis, sitting down with the data. Now that we've learned a lot of these kind of cool tools and functions, how do we apply that? So that's going to be our focus for a little bit. Of course, the feedback will come in, and maybe within a couple of weeks, we'll have another Race Studio 3 beta discussion like this as well. If I can make Emiliano, I'll do it again, right? So
no problem for me.
I know.
It's a pleasure for me.
I know it's good, and we've been doing it all. So I appreciate it, and we'll go from there. Again, thank you all for coming. Again, thank you, Emiliano, for all your hard work. All the folks that were from Italy that joined us, all of our AIM staff here in the States that were in there asking questions. It's a lot of work to do some of that and be ready to go. Emiliano, couple words from you as we close. Maybe somebody can check the website and see if it's been populated now or not. If not, there's a link, Cameron, put that link back up for you to probably go and grab it directly. And Emiliano, anything else you'd like to say as we're kind of closing this one up?
Yeah, I hear and read in the comments. Thanks, Emiliano. No, it's me who has to thank you all for using my software and our software. Sorry, and to constantly pushing us for improvements. Truly, thank you.
We'll be told who Roger's hairstylist is. This is my my virus haircut. No haircut, no hairstylist. As Emiliano said, thank you guys all. This is going to be a pretty good little journey. These guys have been working on this for a couple of years. We pushed back with the not having as much data as what we'd like, but here it is. Your feedback is paramount. Make sure that you're giving us some ideas, what you want to see. Obviously the bugs and any problems that you see, plus what you want to see in it. Right. That is just as big a part of this as anything else. They have spent a ton of time in the background building the foundation. So for these enhancements that people may want to see, it's not, it's a little bit easier because somebody wants to see it that way. Well, let's just show it to them that way, right? It's not going to be as big a deal. They don't have to rebuild the entire back end. So all of that is there as well. So perfect. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. We're gonna call it a day. And be back on Tuesday with Peter and probably some more feedback. Looking forward to see all of your ideas. I know Emiliano and all of us from here from AIM Sports are looking forward to that as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And let's call it a day. And we will see you on Tuesday.
Okay.